All right, here we go. Underway, match number 6. Day number 2. What do we have in store for us? Who is going to take the top rope? We are missing out one team to start. I don't trying to pay attention to see who it was. 4-0 is in here. Chile is here now. There, no way. Godlike. We're missing Godlike for this first match of the day. We'll see if that kind of turns around. I'm curious to see what's going on with them. I mean, they only got 16 points after day number 1. We'll be interested to see how things may turn out. Our zone technically could go to the islands. There's the possibility. Will it? We'll have to wait and see. Hoyo, Mog. Could be in an early little scrap here. How's the audio looking? Feel a little bit low. Oh, there we go. Capitan does end up getting a knock onto Bam Bam. Okay, that's why it was low. We still had the volume reducer on there. Okay. Makes a little bit of sense. Oh, Shrimsy is in here. Subbing for OK Garmin. Interesting. It's always funny. I feel like we see Shrimsy in the most random spot sometimes. So it looks like Conf isn't around today. So instead Shrimsy is there. Kind of interesting situation. Oh, Tiska spotted out by Solds as he's trying to make his way back over here. So Solds must have got over here a little bit earlier than the rest of the team. Earlier than Mog was expecting. That is funny, though. Also, if I'm a little distracted, trying to do a couple of things at the same time, really expand out a little bit more for what we're doing. And see if maybe what I'm going to try and do is we're going to go through these 5 matches, and then afterwards I'm actually going to go into the replays and try and look at some of the highlights that we may have missed. Because obviously the spectators are doing everything they can, but it doesn't mean that they can actually get everything. Palix! Oh, barely got out of there in time, but he's just on a bike. So it could still be risky business for him. He does take another shot. That dip would have been good enough for him to kind of hide for a second. It looks like instead he's just gonna pull right into the compound. Tim Fee is already over here, so he's got that teammate to support him even if he did go down. It's 55 and Duel kind of pulling up next to each other. Wooly thinking about stopping here. Gabru, what is his decision going to be? Maybe telling his teammates, hey, this is not it. This is not going to be the pull-up that we're going to want to do. Uh-oh. Team Liquid and Rock. Really, Kawazine. He's the only one I see for Rock over here. He ends up getting taken down by Luke 12. A little bit unfortunate there for him. Okay. Audio is looking good. Leave. Okay. Well, the auto is on 1080, but we want to make sure we stay on 1080. So that's what we're gonna do. Miksu, I think he dug himself out this little dip, but he ends up getting the vehicle kind of stuck on it, which is pretty funny, honestly. Tater found himself up on the rock. There's a glider that actually had an angle onto it. Now it's dropping down a little bit. So it might be Tater's opportunity to get some good shots onto Poonage. Doesn't look like too much is going to come out of it. I don't have enough screens. I have a couple more monitors, but I think I'm gonna need to do some messing around to get all of them up and working. I have 2 more monitors behind me. But yeah, I have 3 monitors and I don't think it's enough. That would go onto monitor number 4. Theoretically, that onto monitor number... Yeah, 5 monitors. I have all 5 that I need. I just need to get them set up. Danshin. We have seen so many players taking headshots while they're in vehicles just trying to move around. It's honestly kind of scary, I feel like, for a lot of these players. Infinite did end up chasing Danshin down, got the drive-by. So, 4-0, picking up a big early start in this one. I mean, they went out yesterday with only 5 points, 2 kills total, and Frostic. What an insane shot onto Lips. So they'll be picking up a second one right there. And they've already matched their kill total from yesterday in the first match today. That's a good little turnaround for them. We'll see if they're going to be able to keep up with it. We are a minute away from our zone shift. Gonna learn if it might be able to go over to the islands or not. It's always fun if it does, but they're not really in it enough. I feel like there's a little bit too much mainland in. Most teams have made it into the zone already, besides AKA and 4-0 that are kind of fighting up there. The Wolves are playing a little bit more towards the edge right now. So we'll have to see if they kind of change it around at all. It looks like Chris and Baby just gonna be keeping their heads down a little bit. They don't want to get too involved in it. Chris, I will say, for AKA yesterday, I feel like was a big difference maker in their fights. He clutched up a couple of times in some different fights, especially up on the hillsides of Miramar, when both Toyo and I believe... can't remember who the other team up there was. I know one of them was Toyo, and Chris was able to clutch up, kill the last player, and get all 4 members back up on their feet to get themselves into a second place later on in that match. So it was pretty impressive stuff to come out for him, and it wasn't the only time that he had really good moments. As we see Wooly and his retirement crew. Or nothing. Kind of going around the edge of Mog right now. Well, I say Mog, but I only saw Tiska over there. We'll have to see what actually turns out because of it. Penta trying to go for some long-range shots. Needs to go for the reload. Didn't realize that he needed it. As, ooh, Tim Fee hitting a headshot onto Flood with a bolt action. Plenty of bolt actions currently in this match as well. I feel like we hear no shortage of them. As, oh, Chili running into the final two members of AKA Coda Kid. I'd say, I mean, obviously besides Benya, kind of the standout for Chili so far. Jarita? I feel like that's a new player for Team Chili. I believe it was Fiend that was there before. Zello is still sticking in there. But I believe Jarita is a different name for Team Chili, so maybe trying out a different fourth member. Interesting to see. But I mean, we really haven't seen too much action going on so far in this one. No, maybe I just need 4 Monders, now that I think about it a little bit more. Mog with Shrimsy instead of Conf today. I really am interested to see. Obviously, they were doing so well at the beginning of yesterday. Right at the final couple of matches is where they dropped out of contention for that first place spot. At least close contention. So we'll have to see if swapping out Comp and Shrimsy does anything crazy for them, if they're able to continue fighting for that top, or if they're going to be a little bit lower down by the end of today. Team Liquid, Rock, 55 PD, all grouped up 8th to 10th place currently. I'm expecting to see them going up in the leaderboard. Godlike aren't in this match right now, otherwise I'd expect them to be going up as well. And then the question is, Mog, Dual, Pest Control, and No Way, alongside AKA, how will they be able to kind of play out to try and stay up towards the top of the leaderboard in the top half, with Rock, Team Liquid, and 55 all down below them? It'll be interesting to see. Zenny did have an angle onto the members of Rock. Got a little bit of damage, but not too much else. Stokely's just trying to go up and over the other side. He's still getting chased a little bit by the members of Mog. Now Choppy spotted out, but only a single bullet connects. Now we have some mortars flying out. Where are those coming from? Looks like 55 PD are the ones shooting those off. Tater, again, getting a headshot in the vehicle. I'd say the vehicles are probably one of the least safe spots to be in the game right now, with how many headshots people are getting. Luckily, not too many people have actually been knocked out of vehicles so far today. But I feel like it's just been headshot after headshot after headshot. Team Fate, that's kind of an interesting split that they've got themselves in. 2 in the compound and then 2 in Impala. They have Rock right in between them, so they can go for a pincer. but trying to kind of regroup together might be a little bit difficult. We'll have to see if they can do it later on. If they can, they should be in a pretty strong spot, but it might depend on where the zone goes as well. We have Balefrost prepping a nade to use against Team Liquid. That nade doesn't really land anywhere. Alo threw the nade on the backside. Balefrost saw it coming out, so he actually was able to kind of avoid it by going inside. That one he doesn't, because he wasn't expecting it. Alo with the follow-up after Luke 12's nade, and he finds a second onto Penta. Now it's 2 players up. Mixu gets at least one onto Purdy. The flush comes out immediately. So the players do lose that player. Cowboy still playing on the outside. Whiffs the shots onto Mixu. And a potential third party from Capitan is going to push Cowboy inside as Luke 12 was on fire. Alo gets knocked to Wooly. And it's down into a 2v2. It looks like Toyo may be ready to crash onto the backside of this one. Fakeson looking to pull up Luke 12. Good damage onto one. Does get the knock onto Wooly as he pushes. And he backs off with Mixu coming in for the trade. Cowboy, the support to take down Duel. But Toyo is onto this quickly. Luke 12 is going to have to get that res. As Cowboy and the rest of the Team Liquid should have heard the vehicles pulling up. But it's going to be a 4v3 with a very weakened Team Liquid currently. And that's a blue zone going out. Luckily, it looks like Alo has a jammer pack. Cowboy did have to get out of there as nades coming all through this. Cowboy taking some back shots there from Capitan. Luke 12 set up with a folded shield. Fakeson has a Panzer. Meanwhile, Capitan with an MG3. Gizira has an M249 as well. Cowboy does see Gizira. The shots go out. That's at least a knock onto one. He doesn't have too much offensive util besides this blue zone nade to get the flush. Panzer from Fakeson does come out. Luke 12 goes down. Solds with the nade onto Cowboy. All of a sudden, it's all onto Alo. Team Liquid, no matter what, did at least get 5 kills here. So Alo's actually going to drop down, and he might just be trying to go for the flush onto Gizira here. There we go. He does confirm it, and now it's going to be defense. But Capitan hits the shots, and down goes Team Liquid. So a good third party there from Toyo. They're able to kind of backfill and take that position, but they do lose one in the process. Shrimzy and Kalawi getting knocks onto Choppy and Shinboy. Stokely down towards the brick on the right. Poonage much deeper. Stokely gonna have to try and kind of prevent these teams from crossing over to put even more pressure as we hop over. 4-0 Team Chili in a fight with each other. Infinite goes down to Benya from the other side. Now it's Kodakid and 9 that have to try and deal with 4-0. Costu will go out from Kodakid. He's just trying to find whatever he can. Benya kind of playing on the backside. He hears all the footsteps, and now the shots go out from Kodakid, and he takes down 9. Oops. See, this is the other stuff I'm trying to do. God damn it. Would you get out of the way? Kind of messing with my live a little bit here. Wow, how long are you gonna be on the boot up screen for, huh? Well-oiled machine. Spectro kind of making his way forward. Do they know that pest control is over here? Alright, you're gonna pay attention. Where did PUBG go? On. It's popping up full screen. God damn it. Sorry, guys. Trying to do too many things at the same time. Setting. Go back over here. Okay. Should be good now. Everything should be back and figured out. As I feel like a lot's happened. A lot of teams have gone down. Chile just went out. So didn't Rock. It looks like Team Fate were able to kind of regroup with each other. So all 4 players in that compound. No way in 55. Just to the east of them, Sweezy trying to go for those quick peeks, but he takes a headshot. 55 so far, 4 kills in the match, doing pretty decent. Loaf spotted out, Karak just not really able to connect with the spray that he wanted there. Gabru a little bit closer to Team Fate, but he's just sitting behind a rock. It's not like he has that much to work with. What is 55 gonna do? Do you just go for the kills onto No Way, or do you try and fight Team Fate to kind of get into the zone? As oh, it looks like 55 just full committing, and Gabru in RN0 wipe out No Way. 55 annihilating No Way right there. Good little coordination on that takedown. Ooh, nade towards RN0 somehow bounces off of the tractor enough to not really do any damage to him. Oh, Karak, he's going down to Tim V. So, Fate not happy with just staying in the compound. They are flexing out to get these kills. They've had this compound for a while, but not necessarily good targets to shoot at to get both the knocks and the flushes. So now they flex out, pick up Karak. And, I mean, that's just a good kill to get there. Not only did they get the kill, they also just went right back to the compound. They were like, we don't need to overextend for this. We got our kill. We can play this for good placement points later on in this match. Gabru, he has his vehicle blown up, and oh, Capitan immediately spots him out, hits the headshot, follows it up with more, but Hwin is the one to get the knock before getting traded out by RN0. As nades coming over, Tater through one of his own. He gets the knock on Jolly. Another nade comes forward, goes a little bit farther. Stratos is actually in the dip there. We'll see where the Molotov lands, just up above. It doesn't spread down at all. So a little bit unfortunate there for Tater. He actually needed to throw it below the 10 to be able to try and get anything off of it. Tim Fee has the bolty. Trying to go for some shots onto the Wolves. 55 PD still there. Zenny spotted, but Tater with the covering fire. Tater with really good covering fire gets damage onto both Solds and Fakeson, but in the end, Fakeson finds the knock onto Zenny. Stratos tried to peek up and over. This Team Fate, they've made it over here, but they really don't have a lot to work with. Palix gets taken down by H-Win as Vox picks up the knock onto Aranzira, but Tater steals away the kill. Sweezy, the last one left, and Capitan immediately finds almost enough onto him. H-Win gets that last little tick of damage that was needed to take him down, and we're down to 4 teams. The Wolves, Toyo, Team Fate, and Pest Control. Oh, and it's a nade from Flood to start it off. Gets the knock onto Fakeson. He followed up with some good shots by Beanie onto Solds. Vox finds Tater. He found Palix as well. Now he's going to have to try and reposition, get back onto the correct side of the road with the blue zone kind of closing in on everyone. But the Wolves, they are doing well right now. 4 players still up, healthier than any other team. Tim Fee trying to go for the res onto Palix. Flood getting the flush onto Stratos. Jolly, all he has is some bandages. I don't think Capitan is actually aware that he's over there. Otherwise, he probably would have already shot and taken him down. The Wolves sitting on 6 kills currently. Tim Fee getting the kill onto Jolly. The extra E in Jolly's name not doing him justice against Tim Fee. What it shows is that the E's don't matter for who may be able to win the gunfights, as that's a great nade from H-Win onto Palix. As, headshot from Vox onto Tim Fee, and Vox is doing good with those long-range shots. It's gonna be 3v2, 4v2. The members of Wolves up against Toyo. Vox pulling right up in the smoke. And Beanie takes down Solds. Capitan, the next one to find. MG3 kind of ringing out, but down he goes. The blue zone is what claimed the kill. You thought for sure it would have been Toyo. But the Copenhagen Wolves, 10 kills in the chicken dinner, and that should be the 3rd win in a row for them, because they won the final 2 matches of the day yesterday. So they pick up right where they left off. We're going to go to a quick break as we get ready for match number 2. All right, here we go into match number 2. Trying to do a bit more production stuff on top of just the casting. Again, towards the end of this, if you guys want to stick around, we're going to be going back through trying to find some of the highlights that maybe we didn't get to see live and in person during the match. So if you remember any of them or see any of them, you can let me know and go like, hey, we should go back and check and see how that played out. I think we'll probably definitely go back to that match 1 with 55. Seeing that kind of stomp. Obviously, we got to see a little bit of it, but I mean, I think it was Gabru that got 3 of the kills. Might be interesting to kind of like see it from his perspective. So that's kind of what I'm planning on doing, is going back in afterwards and maybe seeing it from a couple of different people's perspectives, so we can kind of really get something interesting. See how it plays out. Or if we see like a Panzer 3 piece in the kill feed, or even a triple nade or something, that maybe we just didn't see right away live. We might be able to kind of go back in, see from the beginning how some of those fights and everything took place, and hopefully get some pretty fun clips off of it. Okay. I think I got the flow of it a little bit more down, though, for this next part. We'll kind of see what happens. I mean, with a military base island, only Rock is over there currently, and we see so many E pickups in the air. 2 of them already, and I'm sure we're going to see more. H-Win is trying to pull in down here towards Team Fate. He's got the M4 ready. He doesn't want to be blocked by this building. He wants to get as close as possible. Plane about to come overhead. He's got the 6X in his hand. Hits some shots onto a few different players. Brings a couple of them down to half. But it seems that is all he's going to be able to get out of it. Unfortunate that he doesn't get more. Doesn't even get a knock, but boy, oh boy, was he there and ready. Didn't even have the red dot in hand. He made sure to turn to a 6X. Looks like Chili coming in by boat. Zello and Benya, I don't think even have any guns. I think it's only Jarita and Kodakid that have a gun for this. So they pull up in the boat. They're going to have to fully loot, but hopefully they'll be able to. RBN making sure that the tires are popped on some of these vehicles around here so nobody else can use them. As it looks like Godlike's still not here, so potentially they won't be here at all today. In which case, they're going to be one of the teams down in the drop zone. And I would like to point out, Chile, they've only played one match so far. But they've already made it up to 5 points, only 2 points behind 4-0. I think that was the total that 4-0 had yesterday. So that's pretty funny and interesting to see. The Wolves are up into that first place spot with 72 points. The only team really contesting them right now is Toyo. Then you have Mog, Pest Control Duel, No Way, and 55 PD kind of in your top of the table teams, with honestly Team Liquid, Rock, aka very close behind, kind of with New Gen All-Stars and Team Fate that might want to close up on them, but Tater going down right there to Spectro isn't what you want, especially because Well-Oiled Machine is the team right below you on the leaderboard. But hey, guess what? It's actually No Way sweeping in here and kind of getting all of these kills. Gladiator is the one to pick up Red Rider. So for Earth, we're just trying to take a fight with Team Fate. And No Way, we're actually like, you know, this seems like a pretty good opportunity to just pick up 4 or 5 kills. I don't see why not. These teams are all just kind of grouped up and ready for us. So, I mean, that's exactly what they did. They picked up a few kills. Tim Fee is able to get the flush onto Red Rider, so Fate at least get a kill back for their efforts, and Tim Fee probably going to want to back out of that spot and get over to his teammates. All-Stars coming across the bridge. No bridge camp. Pretty spectacular for them. I'm sure they are happy about that. I don't know how much effort I have to put in the observer mode because I don't know what the replay is going to look like for later on. I know when you're playing, it's just like a limited circle right around you. But I don't know where I'm in observer mode, if I'm going to be able to see everything or if it is going to be kind of limited. So that'll be interesting to wait and see. DNL getting pushed by the All-Stars, doesn't get out of there nearly in time. Tried to throw a nade, didn't really land anywhere it needed to. They get a quick knock onto DNL, should be able to finish him off, but Palix actually steals it away. The All-Stars not going to be too happy with that one. It is part of the reason why they wanted to get that flush. Lopes got to be careful with that vehicle. Only a couple of bullets away from blowing up. We are 47 seconds away from knowing where this next zone is gonna go. Ooh, hot, spicy, 2 tires down. He just posts the vehicle up sideways, trying to get some smokes down before his vehicle disappears on him. He did get it down in just enough time to at least give him some cover. Pena was kind of looking towards that gap. Does get a shot onto Joshy. But Pest Control should be able to get out of there. Hopefully with both players alive. Got to get the Dacia up to speed. As Shrimzy takes out Shinboy. Punage is right over there. Kalawi and Bam Bam were just here. Punage takes down Bam Bam as he was just trying to loot something. And Tiska pulls up on the other side, taken down by Stokely. While Punage gets taken down by Kalawi. Bam Bam put in the vehicle, but it takes just a little bit too much time. Stokely is able to get the knock onto him. Might have had to try and play for himself. Shrimzy, I imagine he doesn't have too much to lose off of this. Might be trying to go for the fights onto the All-Stars. Good couple of shots onto one of them. Does still have Bam Bam alive in the vehicle. Maybe the All-Stars weren't aware of him. So he's just gonna start kind of trying to smoke this off. Bam Bam should be able to hop out of the vehicle, or even Shrimzy just hopping in the vehicle to drive him away. So Kalawi ended up kind of putting Bam Bam in a good spot in the end. We see Shrimzy stop up here. Stokely, is he aware of exactly where they stopped? Even if he is, it doesn't look like they want to commit to it right now. It's like 4-0. Had a few losses up against Team Liquid. Da, 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 da. We see Team Liquid all kind of grouped up here. Towards the bottom of the top pack, or the top of the midfield pack, is where Team Liquid is, depending on how you want to look at it. Jam-packed right in the middle. Not a lot of points separating really 3rd place all the way down to 10th place. Even 11th if you kind of want to include New Gen All-Stars. You could definitely see, depending on how these fights play out, a lot of movement could happen. You're just waiting. I mean, so many deaths have already happened that it's kind of just a wait and see for how teams are going to be able to play this one. Palix and Zenny no longer in the zone, so they're going to have to be making their way through military base. Pest Control, they ended up right next to Moo, who did take a couple of shots, takes down Stratos, but the vehicle squishes him. And down he goes. Unfortunate there for Moo, but when the vehicle is just lined up and the fence isn't gonna protect you, that's what's gonna happen every single time. Oh, Cowboy. He spotted out Miksu on the cross. Wasn't really able to get too much damage. He's just gonna destroy the door instead, ready for him to maybe go inside the building, shoot him before he gets up the staircase. Beanie throwing a nade onto Penta from behind. Flood had one going over there as well, so that's an opening knock onto Penta. Woolly's gonna be trying to make it up the backside of this. All he has is a buggy, and he hops onto the back seat, and that's a lot of damage onto Beanie. but it's not enough for the knock. Now Beamy is going to hit a first aid. Mixu wanted to come over here and support as well. That wasn't going to happen with Team Liquid over there. Cowboy takes Mixu out, and it's only one player left. Balefrost, what can he do? Up on the hillside with the wolves bearing down on him. Halo gonna get rezzed after he got knocked. We see that was an E pickup. It seems like it's in the middle of everything. Penta is able to get the knock after Balefrost got the res onto him. So Vox went down. He also got flushed out right afterwards. Balefrost has been taken down. Beamy, he has a nade in hand. Goes forward, finds a lot of damage. So doesn't Penta's. Team Liquid, it looks like they're kind of abandoning the compound, trying to go for these kills. Flood goes down to Penta, as Penta is just holding on. The nade going out, finding even more damage. It went around the corner. Cowboy finds Penta. Purdy gets the flush onto Flood. Beamy gonna be taking some blue zone damage. No, he has Jammer Pack, maybe right on the edge of it as well. Able to avoid it. So the Wolves, they had 3 wins in a row, but it looks like this might be where their story stops with Beamy and H-Win. Be the only 2 left standing. These 2 players do have some good history. Playing together plenty of times. Anytime Beamy stepped in for the Falcons. Ooh, Joshy 3 gear and a Mark 14 for pest control. Let's see if he can put that to use. Coda Kid getting the knock onto Gizira on Toyo. And Team Chili still looking good. I feel like Jarita over Fiend, I don't know if it's the same player, but maybe a different name, but hey, if it's just a rebrand of the name, it's working out pretty well. I feel like we haven't seen him caught out quite the same way we were seeing it before. Zello ended up getting the knock onto Capitan as the vehicle exploded. His Benya runs over Kalawi. It seems like Chile may be dealing with more than just one team currently. As Beamy gets a knock onto Danshin, aka down in the dips, kind of on the edge of the military base. Ooh, Alo, 2 mortars to use. Question is, where do they go? Cowboy, Purdy, looks like they're deciding to kind of go up the hillside a little bit. Deciding they might be able to get a little bit more out of it if they're all the way up top. Grimsy ends up getting the flush onto H-Win. Looks like the bleed out did happen, so now it's just going to be onto Beamy. And he's kind of stuck in a bad position. He's going to have to run down a hillside in a second. And Team Liquid getting a flush onto Bam Bam after he went down to the blue zone. They should have good awareness about Beamy. Maybe a little bit of Bloomy is going to come out. As Kawazine taken down, Pavey with the nade, more util going out the smoke so they can just rush forward. Santasco takes down Chris. So that's already 2 players down, the other 2 on a dip further along. Kawazine ends up running through his own fire. Now Lips and Danshin are all that remain. See, ooh, Purdy from the hillside getting a little bit of damage. Rock need to try and finish this fight up as quick as possible as well, because they still have further to move. RBN going for the long-range nade, maybe more towards Danchin. I don't know if they know about Lips, who picks up the opening knock onto Silzen in this next fight between the two teams, but Santasco comes over here after RBN dealt with Lips. Finishes off Danchin. One knock, they should be able to get the res, but it's going to be quick moving that they have to do afterwards. Beamy takes down RBN before he gets finished off by Kawazine. He is going to be able to confirm the kill as well, so from the grave, Beamy gets at least one more point for the Wolves. Try and hold Toyo off a little bit from being able to catch up. Alo, he was on the mortar, but Gabru had the right angle, was able to do some good damage, not quite get the knock. 12, looks like he might be just trying to pop the tires. Pops a headshot onto Karak as soon as he peeked out, so a good little shot there. We're into the final third of the match. Benya, he's got 4 blue zones in his back pocket. He could throw 4 blue zones onto Toyo if he wanted to. There's 1. There's 2. I feel like you gotta spread them out. That's only 2 so far. That's a knock onto Fakeson, though. So now you go to the right a little bit, and then I think you throw 1 over to the left, but no, he's going to stack it up. I mean, that is 4 blue zones. Yeah. There was absolutely no chance for the members of Toyo, even Pest Control, trying to throw a couple of nades over there, maybe get 1 or 2 of the points. Stokely from the hilltop, though, was able to get a knock onto Zello. The nade, it takes the flush, gets the knock onto Coda Kid. So that turns it into a 2v2. Do the All-Stars want to fight that, or no? It looks like they're actually backing off a little bit. So maybe later on gives Jarita an opportunity to get the res onto Coda Kid. Stokely's still there to kind of look over and prevent anyone from moving up. I'm wondering what kind of angle Pest Control might have on this. It seems that their push into the zone has not been very successful. Only 1 player standing currently, and oh, there we go. Poonage finishing off both Benya and Jarita up on the top of the hillside. But it looks like Team Liquid's getting curious. They spot out Pest Control, making their way along as well. Stratos getting a knock onto 1 after Kawazine got the knock onto Joshi. The flush comes out. That's 10 kills for Rock. So no matter what, we should see them kind of jumping up the leaderboard with a good performance in this match. That missing out just barely. The Molotov almost landed perfectly. Stratos, you just got to time your peak really, really well here. Kawazine 7 bullets away. Molotov comes out. That one goes a little bit further. Still doesn't find him. The MK12, I mean, Stratos. He has the angle onto him. Kawazine doesn't have the right spot. Oh. This stun just barely misses. Tries to throw another one forward. Stratos finishes him off, and that was the stun that he would have needed to try and move forward for the fight against him. 4 teams left. Team Liquid, 55 PD. New Gen All-Stars, and pest control. As, I mean, we've kind of slowed down a little bit. 55 looking to be in a really good spot. I mean, they have the hard cover inside of this one. They're the only team with a compound. Stratos is going to have to leave this little wizard tower. I don't think he can stay on this side of the zone either. Poonage, long-range nades, but it's kind of onto nothing. And the reason why it's onto nothing is because they want to kind of use it to build a dip. So they're going to hop in the coop. They're going to drive down the hillside. And they're going to go towards where those explosions just happened. And try and play that little dip that was created by the nades. We'll see how it turns out. They come drifting in, getting shot by a couple of different teams. Poonage is over here. And honestly, this dip is pretty well created. They're not playing in it currently because they have that smoke. Looks like they got some emergency cover that they'll be able to use. Poonage, can you figure out where... I mean, surely you know where the dip is. You should see it. There we go. Stratos gets a knock on to Gabru. Gives him an opening, maybe make it the rest of the way across the street. I just don't know exactly where he can push. Team Liquid, they have a ridge that they are actually going to be able to use. I mean, new gen all-stars that are going to be doing a lot of damage to them, though. So the all-stars, they gave themselves some good cover. Karak somehow the one finding damage onto Stratos. He tries to go forward, and down he goes quickly as the headshot came out from Karak. So 55 PD picking up that one, and then Karak again picking up another one onto the All-Stars this time. Alo got the other, so it's a point apiece for each of these teams. Team Liquid currently sitting on 9. We have 55 PD. You got Gabru with 1, Karak with 2. They only have 3 kills, so much more placement heavy for them so far in this one. A win here will keep them close to Team Liquid, but now Team Liquid has the high ground, so it just makes things even more difficult. It's gonna all depend on who might be able to get the first knock, who might be able to capitalize off of any knocks that happen. As nade going out from Sweezy onto Luke 12. Abru had one from the other side combined. They're able to get the knock onto Luke 12. No flushes come out yet, though. He has plenty of smoke up there. Purdy kind of making his way closer. Hasn't gotten taken out yet. Alo with a return nade onto Gabru. So that's 1 knocked on each side. Oh, and Alo even gets the flush onto Gabru. As Purdy was able to get the res onto Luke 12. So now it's a 4v3. The odds ever more in the favor of Team Liquid. Squeezy technically a little bit closer to the center dot, but the man advantage and that high ground advantage, I think, favors Team Liquid a little bit more. Here we go. I mean, Cowboy, he's dug himself out the perfect little trench just to lay down in. And honestly, if you talk about the biggest difference between third person and first person, it's probably this right here. Using the pickaxes and just being able to lay down, keep low, and use that as your like full cover advantage against other players. It makes how you use nades even more important. Zira has 3, so he's moved up to Sweezy. If Karak can make it up here cleanly, I think it kind of evens out the favor of these teams a little bit more. But Crack is kind of going for a long-range angle. Immediately got naded on the vehicle. Good thing he backed off. Is he spotted at the tree? I'm assuming so. He has a jammer pack, so he could have played it a little bit. He's going to move back to the vehicle. When does the fighting start? It's just continuous util usage. Zira still with 2 more nades that he can use. That nade comes through. A stun as well. Sweezy not able to find anything. Cowboy gets the opening knock. A lot of damage onto Purdy from the blue zone, and Zira takes him down. More nades going out. Do they find any knocks? No. Karak not able to get anything out of it. They do at least confirm the kill onto Purdy. That nade goes forward, and again, not finding anything. Karak standing on top of the vehicle, just trying to see anything. Blue zone's Molotovs coming forward. It's phase 9, so it's just closing in slowly more and more. That blue zone just barely not doing enough to Karak. Now he peeks around, going for the shots onto Luke 12. Doesn't find enough yet. Karak finds one. He finds a second. But he was forced to stay in the blue zone to take that fight. Down he goes. And it's Team Liquid. 12 kills and the chicken dinner in match number 2. A match there from them. I mean, 22 points. We might see them in the top 3 when we get an updated leaderboard. But for now, we're going to go to a quick break as we get ready for match number 8. fight. All right, there we go. Wait, is that what? Yeah. God damn it! Trying to keep track of everything. All right. Hopefully, me trying to keep track of everything is going to bring up the overall reduction of value, though. We're here to bring the best we possibly can. Let's turn it back on. A bit toasty in here. Oh, yep. Already cooling down. So, how is this match gonna unfold? Who are we gonna see as a winner? I mean, match 6, we get the Wolves. Match 7, we get Team Liquid. What are we gonna see in match 8? Doesn't look like we have an updated leaderboard just yet. A little bit of stuttering going on. Just want to make sure. Yet we're still live and good to go. Could be on our side. It looks like we got a hot drop between the All-Stars, and no way, Shinboy getting the opening knock onto a Gladiator. The immediate flush coming out. DNL here, ready and waiting. He finds what? No, it's actually Lopez that was the one that got the knock. Or Lopes. I feel like it's the Z at the beginning of his name that always gets me, but he follows up with a second one onto Stokely. Now we see him getting taken down by Shinboy, so that's Shinboy's second in this one. He's got 5 bandages that he can use to try and get healed up a little bit. DNL Slabby up against Shinboy and Poonage. Who's going to be able to take this one away? Yeah, Shinboy should have been able to spot out Slabby. Gets a couple of shots onto him as he crosses. Now Poonage prepping the nade. Going forward towards DNL. Throws the nade. Doesn't find anything. All he has is an MK-12. He steps around trying to hit the shots. Doesn't connect with anything. And it's DNL to get the knock on to Shinboy, and then he takes down Poonage right afterwards. So Lopes, DNL able to connect to take care of the members of All-Stars, the new gen All-Stars. Try to take some notes here so we can. Obviously, that was a little bit stuttery of a fight. I don't know exactly what's going on. Obviously, there's connection issues. That's what happens with internet. So we may just be running into a little bit of that right now. I'm sure it'll get straightened out soon, but that might be one of the ones that we go back and look at afterwards, and part of the reason why I've actually kind of started joining into the matches, so I can go back and see some of those, and we'll be able to kind of be able to watch it from the perspective of the players that kind of got the knocks. So obviously Lopes got those first 2 knocks, so we'll kind of watch from his perspective. DNL got the next ones, and we'll watch from that perspective, and that's part of the reason why I jotted down some notes. And if we really like the way the fight kind of flowed and everything, then we'll be able to turn it into a pretty decent clip, I think. So that's what we'll be doing after we get through the 5 matches, is just kind of going back and recapping some of the things that we may have missed out on for whatever reason. We are on a black screen right now, so it does look like a little bit of something is going on. But we can talk about the updated leaderboard that we just got with the refresh. Alright, so the Wolves. Gotcha. Yeah. So they're trying to get that figured out. We'll kind of see what's going on. Um, but yeah, I mean, we could see that there was a little bit of a problem. So they're working on it, seeing what they might be able to do. So, will this might be a match that we actually go through and maybe recap the whole thing possibly afterwards. It'll be a little bit weird. We'll know like the outcomes and everything. Uh, but obviously, if the connection issue happens, there's not too much you can do about it. They just have to do whatever they can. Um, that is part of production, unfortunately. Sometimes technical difficulties happen, and they are unfortunate. Uh, But the Wolves are still hanging on to first place. Toyo is in second with Team Liquid, like I said, jumping up into that third place spot. So Mog, they are dropping a little bit, but not too much just yet. How? Yeah. I figured we would be, Alessa. Thanks for the heads up, though. Uh, but we have Mog still in fourth place, so they haven't really dropped too much. So that's good for them so far. And then you have Pest Control hanging on to fifth place. 55 PD is in sixth place. So Duel is the team that's kind of dropped down quite a bit. And then you have Rock tied with them, but they have less placement points. So they're sitting in seventh. Duel, like we said, dropped all the way down to eighth place with 42 points. No way. Is sitting in ninth with 40 points. Server, yeah. Server issue, no fun. Hopefully it'll be straightened out again. If for some reason I it doesn't get straightened out, I am in the observer mode, so I can kind of I go back through and kind of recap some of the things that happened in this match afterwards. Maybe a little bit weird of a way to do it, but we'll be able to see some of the action. Actually, maybe even once the match ends, I might do a little recap right away. Well, the clean feed gets figured out. But how's everyone's day going? We just kind of change up the the topic here. What everyone have for dinner? Yeah, I'm sure that will be back up and running in time for the next match. You know, I guess I can't do a recap right away though, because I actually need to get into the server, huh? I would need two different passes onto. Never mind. I guess I won't be able to do that. It's okay. My production for the recaps that I'm going to be doing is a little bit wonky anyways. So hopefully next week I'll be able to be a little bit better prepared for that. We can hope. We'll see if we're gonna get back into the server this time. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed, everyone. Fingers crossed. Oh, we are back. Okay. Okay, so we're about 12 minutes in. Looks like the stuttering is kind of gone as well. Oh, no. I spoke too soon. Why did I say anything? Not going to jinx anything else. I'm not going to talk about it. We're back into the action. So we have 12 teams left standing, 38 players alive. So obviously there has been some fighting. We were gone for a small little portion of time, but now we are back, and we are better than ever. Appreciate the production for being able to kind of get the issue figured out and get us back into the match. I mean, if we didn't have the production to do that, we would just be completely in the dark about this match. So they work hard and they get us everything they can. Benya, oh, he tried to get that nade right underneath the car onto Stratos. Wasn't able to connect onto it. But the other two players have started to drive away. Kodakid trying to follow them. He takes one out of the vehicle. Can he get the other? Going for the shots, but it looks like Stratos is going to be able to... No, he doesn't make it out of there. Benya pitched the shot to take him down. So Pest Control, 12th place, get eliminated. Unfortunate there for them. Got a little bit run down, but Chile, they are up into 15th place. They've jumped 4-0. They're 13 points. And this is their third match, and they already have points in it so far. Question is, what more will they be able to get? RBN swaps from the M4 after running out of bullets and hits Tater with the MK12. Oh, RBN. He was laying down. Alex saw him. Takes him down with the shots, actually, before running him over. That is one player loss on each side. And, oh, DNL finds a headshot onto Palix. I don't know where that came from. But down goes Team Fate. As well-oiled machine, not having the best of matches so far in this one, and that is Spectro going down to Cowboy. So it's just 4 Earth left, and he's just kind of sending it through the center of the zone right now. Ooh, is that me buffering? you know? I can't actually get the replays, I guess. Replays are disabled. This is so unfortunate. Will still Yeah, I think the esports servers don't actually allow me to save replays. Which is really unfortunate, because I did want to try and go back and watch through those. See, Cowboy going for some long-range shots. I'm gonna be really disappointed if I can't go back to the replays, which I don't think I'll be able to. I have to message someone about it. See if there's gonna be any way to work around it. We'll find a way. They won't be able to cast and also do replays at the same, yeah. The whole point was so I wouldn't have to do shoot someone a message. Ooh, Bam Bam ended up getting Molotov onto Shrimsy. I definitely don't want to Molotov your own teammates. It is not a productive situation as Alo's nade is able to take down 2 on Mog. That is them down and out of this match. No way right now, sitting on 9 kills, but Team Liquid have 10. Ooh, Zello taking down 4-0. We have 4 teams left. No way. Team Liquid, the Wolves, and Chili. And I mean, Team Liquid, they just send it down into no way. Purdy gets knocked, but everyone else is doing absolutely fine. Right. We'll see if we can hear back about anything. Zello gonna be the last player up for Chile. 23 minutes into this match. We only have 3 teams left standing. I mean, a 3rd place for Chile. We might even see them make it out of the relegation zone before the final match. I mean, we're only on match 8 right now. Match 9, the next match, we might be able to see them make it out there. Zello did get the knock onto Purdy again. Oh, Cowboy baited Zello out with the vehicle. Got some easy shots, and that's 15 kills for Team Liquid. All the members of Wolves sending it over so quickly towards Purdy and Cowboy. Cowboy wasn't able to get the reload off, so it's Vox and Beamy to get knocks onto Purdy and Cowboy. It turns this from a 4v2 into a 3v2 in favor of the Wolves. They only have 5 kills so far. Chicken dinner would certainly even up the scoring for the end of this match. Oh, good shots onto Luke 12 from Vox. It looks like Luke 12 maybe going for a bit of a reposition. He has made it around Vox. The nade is going to come out immediately, and I mean 3 more for Vox. Luke 12 did have the M249 to take down Beamy, but Vox had the nade to get the return. Now it's nades being traded. Vox, he spots out Alo, but Alo takes him down. Now it's a 1v1 Alo versus Flood. The 5th kill does come through for Alo. As a nade coming forward does a lot of damage to Alo. He has one more in his hand, throws it forward, but it's the headshot that takes him out. Copenhagen Wolves, 7 kills in the chicken dinner to go up against Team Liquid with their 16 kills in 2nd place. We will see how it turns out as we get ready for match number 9. Okay, here we are getting ready for match number 9. As we do have the updated leaderboard, the fact that the Wolves already had a little bit of a lead on Team Liquid is really helping them out. So the Wolves are now sitting in first place, 92 points. But Team Liquid hot on their heels with some very good matches so far in this one. They're sitting at 79 in second, with Toyo in third place with 69. Og, fourth place with 61 points. No way. Did jump back up. And they're in fifth place with 53 points. Pest Control sitting at 51 points in sixth place, with Rock at 50 in seventh place. So we'll have to see if now Rock can kind of turn their day around a little bit. Team Chile. They missed out on day number 1, I think mostly because of connection issues. They are back here, day number 2. And they are already up to 25 points, which means 3 more points, and they catch up to Team Fate, and all of a sudden, it'll be an entirely different scenario for them. Fighting past relegation and maybe even up towards the middle of the table going into the last match. Let's see. AKA, they're kind of pulling in there a little bit early, getting shot at from a couple of different teams. Team Fate are shooting at them, but they're pulling up on the Wolves, and Flood, he got one, but he immediately got knocked, so it's Hwin versus Danchin. Who pushes who first? Danchin gonna back off. Oh, he has to go for the reload on the SKS. Now he's gonna go for the flush. It's the reload off pretty quickly. Guess what? The Wolves aren't just gonna sit around and take this. Have all of their players over here now, and Tater is actually the one that gets the knock onto Danchin. Davey trying to get a little bit of covering fire. Chris gets flushed out by Tater as well. So Tater doing everything he can. Now the Wolves just need to try and find where that other knock was. There we go, Vox. So they do steal 1 kill, but they got 1 kill stolen by Team Fate. So it kind of evened out in the end. Nothing really happened off of it. Alex, oh, he looks like he wanted to take those shots towards the Wolves, but he decides against it. Just takes a little bit of space. Tim Fee right behind him. And, I mean, I say take space. He's kind of just getting some extra loot from these dead bodies. Might be able to catch AKA out as they will be coming over to grab the chips. Might be a couple of easy points for them. They need as many points as they can get. They are the current team that's kind of holding that relegation line down. How good Team Chile's doing, it's going to be a pretty quick and easy time for them to catch up if Fate has any more bad matches. Imphy. Is he aware about Pavey and Lips right here? Almost seems like he's playing like he's aware of it. I don't know if these players are just kind of playing hidden, waiting for that team to get over there so they can get a couple more kills. But the entire time they're doing that, they are going to be giving up prio that they would have otherwise. As Team Liquid looks like they're kind of pulling up on the secret room, or at least Purdy is. Luke 12 and Cowboy going to play the hillside. A lot of space that they may be able to use with how they're kind of driving right now. The question is, where are they actually going to stop? Are they just drive scouting? What are their options from there? Team Chile, you have Zello alone right here. He's going for the shots onto Gabru. Does pop the tire, but he's not going to want to peek for too long. Yeah, there you go. Sweezy at the top of the hill with an M24. Could do some serious damage very quickly, and hey, that's 48 damage. The bullet mark is on his head, though. I don't know if it's supposed to be, like, the back of his shoulder, and maybe we're just getting a little bit of texture glitch there. But that skimmed right by his head nonetheless. Sweezy, half a centimeter more to the right. And that boy would have been a dead man. Or nothing. Also just kind of chilling, 2-2 split. New Gen All-Stars up on the hillside above them. The gas station, I understand that it can be a strong place to play. I also just think it's a very vulnerable place to play. There's honestly not as much that you get out of it compared to what you lose from it, unless the zone pulls almost directly onto it. Because your tires are going to get popped. Anything you peek, I feel like there's at least 2 angles that people can see you from. So it's just such a difficult spot to kind of sit and try and play. Luke 12, looking over towards No Way. And depending on where the zone goes, I feel like No Way very close to the edge, so Team Liquid probably gonna be wanting to kind of hold them out. And with Alo getting a knock, maybe they even just want to crash him, not have anyone on the backside. We could see Team Liquid move in onto this. Purdy has moved a little bit closer. Question, does he stay there? He's hopping in the vehicle. Looks like he might back off alongside Alo. So they got their 1 kill, and they seem happy enough with it that they're just going to back off for now. Team Fate do seem like they're trying to finish off, aka Lips had a decent little peek around. Does take down 1 player as the vehicle comes flying overhead. And now he gets ready for the next potato. With the Scar, able to take him out. So Team Fate did indeed go for the kill points over the placement. I mean, it's a very important couple of points to try and stay ahead of Chile, but you also have to worry that now they gave up any sort of space they would have been able to grab in front of the Wolves. Maybe they would have even been able to beat the New Gen All-Stars to something. So there's just, I feel like, a lot that they gave up to try and go for that. But also, they could have just been having really bad rotations so far. where teams had rotated earlier on and they just weren't able to kind of get in. So they felt that getting the kills would benefit them more than trying to rotate into the unknown, where they've been maybe struggling a little bit more so far today. I don't know, I feel like we haven't really seen a lot of screen time for further rotations or anything, so we don't know exactly what's been going on with them. Luke 12, though, getting the knock onto Silzen, so that's his second one knocked for Rock. Alo getting the flushes with that nade. So now it's going to be RBN and Silzen to go up against Team Liquid. And it's Santasco. That nade looks pretty good towards Party. Does 91 damage, but it ends up being Sweezy on the backside to finish him off. And that is Rock eliminated. I mean, they're only in 7th place right now, so I feel like that's a little bit unfortunate of an exit for them. Probably wanted more out of it, but they just weren't able to get it. Now Arnzira, he was thinking about pulling up here, but Bam Bam so quickly getting shots. Rimsey looking around the corner, just waiting for someone from Well-Oiled Machine to peek around at the wrong time. Get taken down. Oh, 9, hit the shot, please. That would have been absolutely insane to catch that one. Good little headshot there from Infinite with the 4x spray. And I feel like over the past few games, maybe we haven't seen him as much, but they might make a resurgence. Just the headshot onto moving vehicles. It's been a pretty common and strong thing so far in these matches. So Frostic, he's going to reposition the UAZ. That way he can play right up against this wall. Kind of peek over it if he needs to. Og looks like they want to take a fight against Well-Oiled Machine. You got Shrimsy and Tiska a little bit further east of Bam Bam, and Kalawi going through the market. Well-Oiled Machine. They have to have a good match here, and then another good match to follow it up, if they really want to get anything out of this. Vox, like he's gonna regroup with Blood as they continue on their rotation. Couldn't really tell where they wanted to go, but they do pull back towards this compound. Vox going for a little bit of a drive-by. Karak does so much, and Vox gets spun out, so he just decides to stop right there and go for some shots. Luckily, Karak didn't feel like stopping in return, so now Vox just has to kind of spin his vehicle into the compound. Flood not connecting on any of the MK shots right there. Spectro is clearly aware of Tiska here. Shrimsy gets a little bit of damage onto him, so Tiska looks like he's going to try and underhand that. Spectro walked in, but it was with timing that Tiska wasn't prepared for. Stuns are going to go each way. Both of them completely blind, and Spectro is able to recover first to take down Tiska. Bam Bam spotted by 4 Earth, so Red Rider has been taken down. But so hasn't Tiska. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Og does have a complete surround, but 4 Earth getting the shots onto Bam Bam. That's the second one down. Palawi, Shribsy, probably the strongest 2 fraggers on the team. What can they do up against Spectro, 4 Earth, and Dreams? Obviously, if Shrimsy gets pushed alone, it makes it a little bit more difficult. Spectro trying to push forward with the short. He doesn't find too much. Shrimsy finds one, gets taken down by Dreams. And Klawi is not close enough to go for the trade. Looks like he's actually going to try and go for the res onto Bam Bam. I think that's a misplay. You try and get over there while Dreams is still healing. You might be able to bring it down into a 1v1. He's going to get the res. Well-oiled machine is going to get the res onto Spectro. So it's a 3v2. Team Fate going down there. Nade come out from Karak. Alo, a mortar. And he has at least 4 that he can use. Question is, where does he want to use it? Currently, it's set to 700 meters. Probably a little bit further than he wants. Kalawi does get a kill onto 4 Earth. So it brings it back into a 2v2. Dreams, with that nade, might actually go down to the blue zone. He does. So Bam Bam gonna go for another long-range nade onto him. Both of them, actually. The flush does come out cleanly. Puts a 2v1 over there as we hop back over here. Toyo taking shots at both Team Liquid and Pest Control. And, hey, Pest Control was able to thread the needle between 2 teams. Doesn't take too much damage. It looks like all 4 players did make it through. Duel, on the other hand, depending on how they want to rotate this, might have to go right through Chili, but it looks like they might be able to go down and around. Cowboy got a knock onto Zello. No way is he going to be able to get the flush onto it. So they should be able to get Zello back up onto his feet. So now Alo, oh, he was watching for 4-0. He's prepping that nade. It's going to go out. Purdy gets the knock onto Moo, and it's actually Gizira that's getting some shots over here. Plenty of damage was found with that first nade. The follow-up does find the knock on Infinite. 2 players left up after Frostic got res on the backside of this hill, and, I mean, they either have to go into Team Liquid or they're going to be going into Toyo. Neither really great options for the rest of the members of 4-0 who have just had an absolute... Maybe we see a little bit of a shakeup going into the final match of the day. But Team Chili, 6 kills already. Team Fate have been eliminated, so it might be Fate on the chase in the last match as Bam Bam gets knocked by Choppy. Fakes it over here, getting a knock onto Poonage. Long range nade going up the hillside. Honestly, if that wasn't cooked at all, it might have actually bounced and found the flush onto Poonage. It looks like Toyo wants to go up the hillside a little bit. Oh, that nade going out towards Stratos. Almost went far enough, but I don't think he had the range. Benya takes down Miksu. He ends up getting knocked by his teammate. A little bit unfortunate, especially if they end up going down, but it's Jarita. The knock onto Wooly. You gotta get that flush really quick before it gets stolen away. Benya should be able to get res Question is, they're outside of the zone. How are they going to make their way into the next one? What do they have for cover that they might be able to use? And is Team Liquid even going to allow them to move over towards that kind of free area that they'd have? Or is Team Chile maybe going to go all the way up north, right underneath 55? Shots going out from Solds, and that's a mortar onto Purdy. Do the mortars find anything else? That's a second one onto Luke 12. Alo, you're the last one kind of over here in this dip. Maybe the mortars don't get you. But Capitan and Geezer are over here. Alo already found one. The nade coming out. The nade, oh, not cooked at all. So they weren't able to find anything else. Cowboy had pulled up. Geezer takes a little bit more damage as he was pulling back. Shrimsy taken down by Karak. Okay, Garmin go down in 7th place. So they at least get a placement point, but they're still not doing probably as well as they wanted to. In day number 2, they had a very good start to day number 1, but by the time it got to the final match, I feel like that's where it started to turn. Not that they've had a bad day today either. They've gotten 16 points. It's not great, but it at least would have given them a fighting chance if that was only 5 matches worth. Then they'd have 5 more that they'd be able to do something with. They're not quite at the level of Team Chile, who are at 8 kills already in this match, and I mean, I would find it very hard to believe if Team Chile ends up getting relegated after the 4 matches that they've already shown us. Surely they end up doing just as well in the final match. Pest Control taking some pot shots. Looking up towards the skies now as more mortars have started to fly. Luckily, none of them connect. Pest Control, they're in a pretty good spot for this zone currently. Ooh, nade going out from Purdy. Is it going to find the 2 members that were over here? He ends up going down. Somehow doesn't get a re-knock. Unless... No, the res did come out. He found a little bit of damage onto one of the players. Wasn't able to get any sort of re-knock, so now it's all onto Cowboy. He has 3 players of Toyo to deal with over here. On the other side is Team Chile. Jarita just barely is able to duck his head down into a dip, which doesn't look like it's in the zone. That might have been enough to get the knock with the blue zone. It is indeed. Karak going for the shots with the Lynx, and he goes down. Team Liquid go down to the blue zone in 6th. 3 players in a row right there, all going down to the blue zone. See Benya getting the knock and flush onto Gabru. Down to just Zello and Benya. Zello still has to try and make the run in. Getting shot at by 55 PD, but I think he's made it. over towards Benya, so they will still be surviving. Gizira getting a knock onto Jolly. A flush as well. Now it's 2 players up for Pest Control. They were probably the closest to center. But now they only have 2 players left after some pressure from a few different teams has left them a little bit stranded. Stokely, where are you going to try and go? I mean, you end up running directly into Karak, who might even reposition even a little bit more just to take care of you. You're not inside the zone currently. You have to push forward. It's going to be a fight for this hillside. You do hear Karak. Now you're going for the shots. Oh, you whiff 2 different sprays, but you do end up getting the knock. Oh, the drive-by, the drop shot to kind of avoid him. You almost took down Zira, who only survived on 4 hit points. But you do take him down, and we're down to our final 4 teams. 55 PD, Toyo, Pest Control, and Chili. Not a single team with 4 players up. So, Benya prepping the nade. He wanted to catch Sweezy. Well, Sweezy was still over here. Not able to. Now he's going to have to reposition. Gizira currently does have the angle onto him. His vest completely gone. No more uses in the all-in-one repair kit that he had on his hip. .55 PD. 6 kills currently. We're in 8th place. They're gonna be wanting higher. Pest Control, 5 kills. They're sitting in 6th place. So this may just solidify them towards the top. Maybe even a top 5 if they get a couple more placement points. Chili with 9 kills so far is gonna have them fighting to keep the teams in relegation down in the bottom 4. They should jump up out of it. Then you have Toyo. 3rd place right now. But it all depends on how well this match goes. Or if they can catch up to Team Liquid. Or even have a shot of trying to take down the Wolves in 1st place. It's just slow going right now. Nobody wants to be the first one to go down. Chili obviously want to get whatever points they can. And it looks like Toyo may be the first team to move. Is it going to pay off for them? Or is it going to be detrimental? They pull up right in front of 55. Gizira gets the knock onto Karak. Fakes and goes down to Stratos. So Pest Control was able to get involved a little bit. So Pest Control can still make something happen. Benya prepping a nade, throwing it forward. Joshi had one in return. Both are ending up a little bit short of the other players. Zello had thrown one, but it's Benya's nade that finds the damage after Joshi's got the knock. Zira gets a re-knock onto Fakeson after he got rezzed. So now another nade comes out. Oh, if it was cooked a little while longer, would have been really good. Sold's taking down Zira. Sweezy gonna be the last one up for 55 PD. Control do finish off Benya now. Zira just trying to get a little bit of damage. make Pest Control feel it. Fakesing got rezzed again. Is that going to be a difference maker late into this one? Oh, that explosion might actually end up knocking Gizira. That nade from Sweezy blew up Fakeson's Molotov right on top of Gizira. It's the reason he got knocked. Sold's a good spray through the edge of the smoke onto Stratos. But guess what? Gizira still not down. He's been res. Toyo just chaining the res is never stopping. Zello gets taken down by another nade from Joshi. His util usage was on point against Team Chili. Now Stratos up against the folded shield, and a bunch of holes already made over here. Makes it very difficult for any util to really do damage without bouncing up pretty weirdly through this area. So Stratos throw down a smoke right in front of himself. What might Sweezy be able to do? I feel like Pest Control kind of wants Sweezy to be the ones to take down Toyo a little bit, and Sweezy, he finds two. This is the opportunity that Pest Control wanted. Now the shots come out, and Sweezy finds all three. He finds Stratos right afterwards. Can he find Joshi? It's a 1v1. Joshi steps around the side. He stops Sweezy from clutching and winning a 1v5. It is 8 kills and the chicken dinner from Pest Control. I think that should solidify them up in the top 5. But my goodness, Sweezy right there at the end almost did something incredible. We're going to go to a quick break as we get ready for the final match of the night. Right here we go match number 10. I think. Pretty sure. Yeah. Match number 10. Now I'm second guessing myself. Not everything fully. I think I'm second guessing myself. 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5. No. 4. 5. This is match number 5 of the day. 10 overall. I don't know. I'm going to stop thinking about it. Clearly, my brain is not being able to work it out right now. So 4-0. Will they be able to catch up to Godlike in this match and at least match a team that only played for 5 matches? Time will tell us, but I mean, right now it's not looking great for him. Our zone pops, we go down south towards Los Leones. Oh, Wooly has already spotted out Tater. I don't know if he really wants to waste a bunch of time on him. Doesn't look like it. Zenny sent his way over here. Just don't accidentally run your teammate over. And you're good to go. So a lot of our teams are up to the north. I feel like we saw this happen yesterday with one of the zones on Miramar as well. I think we were closer to the drumstick, though. Still kind of just as far south, with just so many teams dropping up to the north. It caused a lot of pandemonium. Now, Benya going for shots over towards Sweezy. Dorita is the one that ends up getting the knock. Sweezy almost able to do some absolutely crazy things in the last match. But in this one, it looks like it's just going to be Benya running him over. And that might be all we see of him. Really unfortunate there that we see him go down so early. Little bit of disappointment. Little saddening. Wooly, you have 5 bandages. Yeah, that's the tough spot for you to be in with Hut and Spicy looking towards you. Oh, even the tire of your coupe popped, so it rolled forward on you a little bit. But he did have a painkiller and energy drink, so he'll be able to get back up to full health. No problemo. Don't think we'll be able to do the replay thing that I wanted to do this week. Really unfortunate. So we'll have to see if I can get in contact with anyone. I don't know if that's like something that I can get changed around or if that's just how it's gonna be. I really do hope that there's something that I'll be able to do about it. Wooly shooting down onto Pest Control. Jolly goes down. Hot and Spicy try and figure out where he wants to go. He finds Meeks, who almost turns on Wooly. Joshy is there with the follow-up. I think Pest Control a little far away to be able to help their teammates quickly. They're gonna have to just send it over there. A little bit of cover from the sandstorm might help out a little bit. Balefrost did run over Jolly. So we're gonna be straight back into another 2v2. This time Joshy and Stratos up against Penta and Balefrost. Penta gonna be going for the res onto Wooly very quickly. Only a red dot on the MK for Penta. Balefrost did make it up here. Joshy had some covering fire, so it's going to be a 3v2 with that res coming out. Stratos, what does he want to do? Is he going to regroup with his teammate? Is he going to try and pull up underneath them, go for the res? Possibilities. Ooh, good shot. Onto Penta. Balefrost, though, he has a bolty. You want to be careful a little bit with how you go peeking around that. Oh my goodness. Joshy actually bottomed out the car. That is so unfortunate for him. Like, what are the chances of that happening in that spot? Peeking over, shots go out, he gets the knock onto Kalawi, but he's getting shot in return by Rock, surviving on a single hit point. Kawazine does hit the headshot. So Dreams goes down. Well-oiled Machine are going to want to try and save him. They need to do a lot of work in this match to make it out of the relegation zone. We still don't have an updated leaderboard, unfortunately. Kawazine does steal the kill away. Pinker 91. Pinker 91. How you doing on this wonderful day? Gotta get some push-ups in as Gladiator ran over Cowboy. Drive-by going on. A-low and barely surviving. 5 HP is all DNL had. That's Purdy and Luke 12 further up the hillside. Alright, alright. We're gonna try and get these push-ups out of the way real quick. Okay, and then we get right back to it. Don't miss any of the action. Where is Gladiator going? What is his plan? Is he trying to go for like some sort of flank onto Team Liquid? The push-ups are for the follow. 5 push-ups for a follow, 10 push-ups for a sub. The push-ups are for you. Also, kind of keeps me in shape. Ooh, headshot from Purdy. Can he find any more on the Gladiator? The footsies were there. It doesn't seem like the opportunity will happen. Did Gladiator just grab the chip? Maybe seal it away? As might be going, I was gonna say he might be trying to swap vehicles really quick, but the tires popped very quickly. Well-oiled machine. They lose 2 players to Kawazine and the P90. Alex trying to prep a nade, make sure that the new gen all-stars can't push around here. Throws that one, it actually goes out the doorway. Maybe not exactly what you would want. Stokely taking a lot of damage as the rest of Team Fate. Looks like they're going to try and send it over here. Nade's getting prepped, and Alex, if you hear Nade's getting prepped, that is not one of the side rooms that you want to go into. It is so commonly naded, as Zenny did take down Stokely. Poonage takes down Tim Fee. Tater and Zenny. The only 2 players left on Fate. What can they do? They're trying to take it into their own hands. Take care of the new gen all-stars. They're getting shot at by so many different teams. I feel like this has just been an ongoing battle. Every team paying attention to what's going on here. Fox did get the knock onto Zenny. It got stolen away by Shinboy, so the All-Stars could still end up with all of the points onto Fate besides Tater. The Wolves going down and around the hills towards the resort area. Beanie is still spotting out these players, tries to lead the shots onto Poonage, and only ends up connecting with a single one of them. Tiska smoking this deep into the blue zone at Picado, going for the res. I feel like slightly unnecessary, but there was still 2 teams kind of deep in the blue zone, so maybe not completely unwarranted. Danshin throwing a smoke up towards Infinite, maybe thinking about relocating. Though the spot he's at currently has plenty of heals. RBN sending it in blind on a bike towards that. Gizira, really? Stealing away the pan plush from Solds. He wanted to relish in his kill right there. And instead, you ruin all the fun for him. Oh, it looks like Resort is going to have a little bit of a fight. That last member of Team Fate is over here, and he didn't want his fate in anyone else's hands, so he just throws that Molotov on himself. And the Wolves don't get anything out of it. Vox is going to be up in the sky, giving plenty of info over towards the rest of his team. And should have a safe place to land when that eventually either gets blown up or runs out of gas. Karak, be careful with those bumps. We've already seen one vehicle bottom out. Would be unfortunate. Another one. That is a lot of very early quick damage onto Karak. Can they find the final bullet that they need? Capitan is chasing this down. He knows how much damage they just did to that player, and he wants to try and get the kill. Turns off of it a little bit because he got too far away. Isn't able to find anything. Zero did end up getting stranded behind the rest of his team, though. That is Stratos. Knock onto Zero. Joshy is able to get the confirm, but no way they've pulled up right in between Team Liquid and the Wolves. Not necessarily the most comfortable spot to be. Team Liquid only has 2 players, though. Still pretty good spot. Relatively centered. Could depend on where the zone goes next for how well it continues to be. I believe that is Vox that we just saw jumping out of the glider, going back down towards the rest of the team. Nobody really connecting with any shots onto him as he was floating down. And oh, Team Liquid. Could be tricky, but it looks like Toyo thinking... Oh, I thought they might have just been driving by, but they're kind of pulling up on the side of this hill. Maybe just trying to play something on the edge for right now. Poonage and Shinboy connecting to get a couple of knocks onto Duel. The next question is, you have this spot in zone. The next one pops. Do you think it's worth it to leave your central spot to try and go get the flushes or even kills onto Duel? Oh. Oh, our screen went black. All right, looks like we're just trying to get a little bit of a restart going real quick. Hopefully we should be able to get right back into it. And it's not too much of a lapse. We are loading up already. And there we go. Right back into it. We probably missed out on a couple of kills and stuff, maybe a fight or two. We are right back into it. Capitan getting taken down by Silzen as soon as we join back in. And it looks like Silzen might actually be the last one left for Rock. But he did get the knock onto Capitan. Will he be able to get any more? Looks like a blue zone might be thrown out. He's just trying to make sure he gets that flush. Mortar's coming out towards Sweezy. Wait. Sweezy's alive again? I don't know where the rest of 55 is, but Sweezy was showing us some crazy things in the last match. And he's in a pretty centralized spot. So maybe we'll see more of it this match. Maybe we won't. Maybe he'll just go down without a fight. Or nothing. Trying to get some shots on people. Nothing seems to be happening yet, though. Mog. They didn't have the most successful day. We still don't have an updated leaderboard, so I don't actually know where... I mean... One sec. Let me... I say we don't have an updated leaderboard. I can probably pull up the Twire real quick. And we can know what's going on. Alright. Well, it's slightly quiet. We'll look at the Twire really quick. So the Wolves are still in first place. Team Liquid in second. Toyo in third. Everyone else kind of a drop down. Where Mog has gone down to 5th place. They got to worry about 55. No way. Rock all kind of catching up to them. Rock is probably not going to. And then over here, Fate did drop down. AKA is the benchmark at 36 points with Team Chili, making it up to 39. Alright, that is our leaderboard update. Let us wait and see what's going to happen here. This match, how it might shake it up. The Wolves still alive. Team Liquid, Toyo, all still... Oh, actually, I don't know if Team Liquid's alive anymore. They may have gone down while we were MIA. So the Wolves taken down, no way. They're trying to get in. Benya taking a lot of shots, 4-0, get eliminated, 12th place. And I don't think they did enough to get up and above godlike. So they're gonna go down for just about nothing. Bill Frost, he's spotted out Beamy on the hillside. Rest of the Wolves as well. See what they can do. Tiska sitting behind the Wolves. Could be the snake in the grass that stabs them in the back. Oh, the shot's going out towards H-Wid. He almost absolutely miffs it, but he is able to get the shots, and it's Chris that actually turns his attention, hits a headshot, and almost takes down Tiska, who has absolutely no util usage that he can use to try and get his flush. Goes for the shots. He doesn't even have any heals, and it's Flood that finds the headshot. Mog go down in 11. 60... Was it still... Yeah, 66 points is what they ended up with. So I think that's 2... Oh, wait, we have an updated leaderboard right there now. I look away for a second and we get the updated leaderboard. Vox going down to the blue zone. Flood goes down to Pavey. Looks like they're gonna be putting them into the bang bus. Coming down here, and 4 Earth is actually right here with a shotgun. Oh, shots! He finds one! What a flick onto Beamy! In the end, H-Win stepped around and took him down. Headshots galore. Right there, onto both Chili and then onto the All-Stars. Stokely missing the shots onto Benya. Think he's going to be in a pretty vulnerable spot. Shinboy gets taken down by Jarita. I mean, that shot looked good onto Benya. Just nothing comes through from it. Stokely running forward. Benya does finally shoot him in the back. Takes him down. And it's Team Chili up to 10 kills in this one. Now the nades going out towards Toyo. Not cooked at all, so it bounces harmlessly away. We'll see Balefrost. He's ready and lined up through the window. This one gonna get cooked a little bit, get thrown out. He finds 27 damage. They need to cook him for just a little while longer. Solds takes even more damage on the pull-up, and Wooly finally gets a nade to connect. Balefrost taking down Bakeson. One player remains standing. It's all onto Gizira or Toyo. And it's Gizira with the Panzer to get the knock onto Balefrost. Miksu hasn't spotted him out. Penta gets lit on fire. Kind of backing up a little bit, giving Gizira a spot where he might be able to walk into this. Miksu has now spotted him out. The stun gets ready. The pre-fire right into his head. And we're down to 4 teams. Chili, aka Duel and 55 PD. So Sweezy is still alive. He's made it this far. Can he pull off the miracle that he wasn't able to in the last match? I think it's a little bit more difficult. A few more players left alive currently. But it could all change depending on how the next couple of zones go. How the fights end up. We do just kind of center up. So Chili, aka, and Duel all have to make a little bit of a move. Duel's still going to have a house that they can play. AKA going 3 strong up top with Chili going 3 strong down bottom. So, I mean, if AKA can find Benya, then they have the man advantage. Chili would have to go through Duel and then also find Pavey to get the man advantage. And in the middle of all of it is Sweezy. Chris and Lips both with nades. Looks like they want to try and clear out this shack. Sweezy has one in return, going for the shots, finds one, finds a second, going for the flushes, so Sweezy is still able to come up big. And I said it might be a little bit more difficult for him to try and do something, but he is still capitalizing as Jarita and Benya were able to take down Chili. Now it's Pavey and Danchin for AKA. 3 players for Chili. And then there's Sweezy in the shack that's separating the 2 teams. He's found 2 kills so far. He found 4 at the end of the last match. Wasn't able to get 5. And that's the situation he's facing again here. 5 players, 1 man stands between them and victory. $80 bullets is all he has, so it would be a kind of tough fight to try and handle. He'd have to make sure to hit a lot of his shots very quickly. But we know he is more than capable. Just the pitter-patter of his feet. While watching over the hilltops. Danchin, he's in on the very edge. Oh, Team Chili. 12 kills. I can't wait to see where they end up on the leaderboard. Honestly, it's absolutely insane. This is only one day. Imagine they had actually not had connection issues and been here for day number 1 as well. We might actually see them fighting for a top spot. Emergency cover comes out. It rolls down the side, I was going to say. Might actually give Sweezy a spot to play. He's on fire, taking a lot of damage. He just barely survived that. Does have a first aid, but that nade should do it. It was right at his feet. It does. You may not be able to kill him with any bullets, but the nades are able to get it done. Jarita takes down Danchin, and now it's all on to the last player for AKA. Pavey versus 3. Behind the folded shield, should get spotted out pretty quickly. He takes down one, but the double peak was enough. And it's Team Chili. 14 kills. And the chicken dinner. That is how we end the final match. And we have the Twire. So I don't know exactly what's going to be going on with the leaderboard, so we're just going to have the Twire up right away. Oh, good. You can see everything, even with my face there. So the Copenhagen Wolves are able to take first place, 102 points. Toyo get second place by a single point to beat out Team Liquid, who got third. Pest Control just below them. We kind of look down the leaderboard a little bit. Team Chile, 63 points. They jumped up 4 spots right at the end, and they acquire 7th place. Our bottom 4 teams that are going to be relegated down into the 2nd division is going to be 4-0. Godlike, Well-Oiled Machine, and Team Fate. I feel like we only just got to see a couple of those teams, and now they are going back down. Godlike, they only played 5 matches. I don't know exactly what's going on with them. Clearly, things didn't quite work day 1. I don't know why they weren't able to get here day 2. Could be a few different reasons. From connectivity issues to various other things. But we see them fall. Let's see. 2nd division, they haven't played yet. So we do not know what is going to happen there yet. But that is it for us on another wonderful day. I'm not going to be able to do those reviews that I wanted to, because unfortunately we just don't have that that option. I'm gonna see if maybe I can get that figured out, because I'd love to be able to kind of go into the replays afterwards and get a couple of different viewpoints and see how some of the fights actually went through. But I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I think Friday I'm going to try and do some party games with some people. Saturday we'll do an all-day stream. As per the usual, we will be back here again on Monday for Super League week number 3. Have a wonderful rest of the night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.